and welcome back to the East Krok podcast. Um, it's been a good week. Honestly. And man, I just love that football's been back. Like it's just nice. Like you spend most of your days worrying about who to start in fantasy when you don't know. Like who do you listen to? You know. So like so today's Friday. I'm recording this. It's Friday. So last night Giants Washington game. All day I'm trying to figure out. I got Saquon Barkley on my team now. Saquon, I think I drafted him first round. I did draft him first round, but you read all these articles on the guy like, oh, they're limiting his roles. He had 48% of the snaps last week. You know, but now it's like, oh, he's still kind of hurt, so we're gonna limit him. And but he's so good. And then the Buccaneers, I have Fournette on my bench. And then my other running back is Antonio Gibson from Washington, who, it's projected 17, 18 points. You know. So you spend I'm spending all day yesterday trying to figure out if I should start Saquon. Turns out the weather's shitty, it's raining. I'm just like, being like trying to have common sense, right? It's like, no, they want to win. They're going to play this guy. Plus, it's raining. They're not going to pass that much, right? I mean, being a coach, typically, you don't want to throw in the rain. Typically. So I'm sitting there, I'm asking a bunch of people, and everybody's like, oh, everything I see, it says no. Okay, well, do I start Fournette? Well, everything I see is no. Okay, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? Pick up some Joe Schmo running back? No, I want to win. You know what I mean? So long story short, I started Saquon. He gives me like 5 points. Bullshit. It's supposed to give me like 14, projected 14 points, whatever. It gives me 5. Antonio Gibson gives me like 8. Or vice versa, whatever. But football's back, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the drama. I'm loving the headaches. Ugh, fucking fantasy, dude. Like that's the thing. You never know who's gonna be the good. You never know who's gonna be the good players. I mean, you have your good players, your must starts, but you never know who's gonna have like a breakout game. Like you can listen to Matthew Perry, and he tells you. Now he might get sources from like practice throughout the week, like, oh, they're game planning, or they're using, Billy Bob a little more in the slot this week, and they're trying to get mismatches with the linebackers because the the blah 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 have weak linebackers this year or something dumb, right? But even then, it's like you're just guessing. Fantasy football is like these experts are just they're the weathermen of sports. Like they'll tell you, that's a good chance. But you listen to one and it's like, oh, it's not gonna rain. You listen to the other one, well, it is gonna rain. This guy's he's gonna have 150 yards rushing. I don't think so. I think he probably only has like 50 yards rushing. Like I could do that job. Pay me. I'll take a 6-figure job a year to guess. Shit. Anyways, yeah, I had a pretty good week this week. It's a pretty good week. It was first ever golf league match on Wednesday. Buddy of mine, we're in a golf league. He's a pretty good golfer. I'm okay. I'm not that great, honestly, but it's so intimidating. So I don't know if anybody's ever played in like golf league or competitive golf, semi-competitive for like money for like skins games and stuff. But all these guys are like retired dudes, most of them, 98% of them, except for like 4 of us, and they're scratch golfers. Every single one of these old men, 80 years old. We played this one guy, Ace, right? I think his nickname is. I don't think that's his real name. I think it's his nickname. I think it's his nickname because he's hit a bunch of hole in ones in his time, or something. But anyway, so like this dude, he doesn't hit the ball far. He gets to play from the up tees, right? The old man tees, which some holes, I mean, he got like a 150-yard advantage, but that's, you know. But he still drives the ball like 200 yards for an old man. And he only hits straight. Only hits straight. He doesn't turn his shoulders. He doesn't drive his hips, really. He just and just flicks his wrists at it and his arms at it, and the ball just goes straight for, if it's a drive, straight like 150, 200 yards, lands, and then rolls for 75. And I'm out here like, okay, I got like 135 in. That's kind of a good pitching wedge distance for me, but maybe I'll use my 9-iron because I fucking chunk the ball every other time. And then, I want to get it close to the pin, obviously. Oh no, let's land it straight right into the sand trap or out into the woods or into the cornfield. While this guy, 80 years old, Ace, just nonchalant, just flicks his wrist at the ball, barely hits the thing, doesn't follow through on a swing. He goes from like 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock on a swing. Little wrist flicky. Smacks that shit 300 yards, 250 yards. And then his second shot in on a par 4. Say he's got like 90 yards in. Same thing. Nice little flick of the wrist. Straight. Probably goes 40 yards, lands, and rolls 50 till it's like 8 feet in. 10 to 5 feet from the pin. Walks up to it. He's got a putter. He's got a hickory putter too. Dude's 80. Hickory putter. It's like a gold face putter. Hickory shaft with a 2022 Odyssey grip on the thing, which is kind of funny. But he's got the very first putter ever made, and just walks up to it, reads it real quick, hits it, perfect read, perfect line, sinks it, birdie. Or he might just get a little close, like barely miss it, lip out or something, and then he's in for par. I don't know, man. Golf's hard. If golf were easy, everybody would be professional, obviously, But it's like, it's golf league, so like I'm so intimidated because I go there and I'm not absolutely horrible, but I ain't great, average golfer, But all these guys are scratch, and it's like everybody's so good. Now, granted, with golf league, you get like me and my buddy will get strokes because of our handicap. So we'll start out the game like 5 or 6 under, and then so there's the advantage there as far as like winning holes and stuff. But I don't know, man. We'll never win a skin. The way you win a skin is if you have the best score on a hole. So pretty much if it's like a par 5 and you eagle it in a golf league, you're more than likely to win the skin off that. So you win that hole, and then you get money towards how many skins you get. It's like everybody shows up, they throw like $5 or a few dollars into a pot, and then that just gets divvied up. Everybody who has the best hole. But I don't know, man. Maybe I just need to hit the range. But I hate it because like I love competing. So it's like, but I'm competing against old men, and these old men, I don't know. Anyway, enough about that. Fucking golf, man. Love it, but I hate it. I don't know. Fuck it. You know what I saw on the news this week? I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago. Let's see if I can find the actual article here. Yeah, here it is. Josh Gordon is expected to return in the NFL. Josh Gordon, Mr. Marijuana himself. Now, I honestly, in my opinion, I don't give a shit about. Do whatever you want to do, right? But especially in the NFL, like some states it's legalized, some states it's not. Blah 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 blah. But just legalize whatever in the NFL. Who cares? Just as long as it's not performance enhancing. Honestly, enhance PEDs. Or legalize PEDs for the NFL, for all sports. Who cares? You take it, you don't take it. Just imagine how it would make the games a lot more interesting. Tell you what. Imagine a kicker on PEDs. They'll definitely get rid of the kickoffs. I think they're pointless. But they would definitely get rid of it then. All of a sudden, your kicker's booming it out into the upper deck in the stadium every single time. You know, you get you start the ball on your 25. You go 3 and out. You gain 7 yards. Instead of punting, you kick a field goal because your kicker's on PEDs. Steroids, and the kicker just bombs a 90-yard field goal or whatever. 80-yard field goal. I mean, I'd watch that. Shit. But no, Josh Gordon is back he's back. He's vaccinated. He passed the NFL's monitored treatment program. Good job for the 9th time in his career. I don't get that. Either let him go or just, just like, how many strikes do you get? Or legalize the shit. Legalize marijuana. Legalize whatever. I don't know if it's cocaine. I don't know what it is he's doing. Some heroin. But whatever it is, just fucking legalize it. Let him play. Let him tweak out on the sidelines. Fucking. You know what I mean? But yeah, so Josh Gordon's back. So fantasy teams on your he's every time he's consistently been great. I don't say great, good. When he's played. And then it's like he'll play 2 games. They'll test him. Oop, shit. They'll test him. And then he's out for the next, 2 years. And then he's back. And then he's out for another year or 2 years. And then he's back. Then he's out for another 2 years. And then he's back. So, I don't know. But fucking Josh Gordon's, man. I might pick him up. Shit, my fantasy team's lacking. And we're only a week in, 2 weeks in. Fuck, I got Mike Evans. Brady fucking throws it to everybody except Mike Evans, apparently. Fournette, who's now the backup. Whatever. I'm not even gonna get into that, but you guys seen those? I was scrolling through Facebook the other day, and you guys. Have you guys seen those Aaron Rodgers memes that are going around right now? First off, he looks fucking rough. He looks rough. He just got married, didn't he? Looks like he experienced his whole marriage in 1 year. Dude looks old. He looks beat up. He's got a super lazy eye. I hate his hair. Does not suit him. I don't know what he thinks. He looks like... Looks real trashy. Real trashy. You know what I'm saying? But it's Aaron Rodgers, though, You can't hate the guy. Actually, you can hate the guy. Remember back, I don't know, this was a few years ago, when his brother was like the Bachelor, the show? He was like the Bachelor. How they came out and said like they don't talk to him because he's an asshole. I mean, but anyway, these memes, a couple of them are actually pretty funny. The only two the two that are really funny to me is like Aaron Rodgers looks like he steals Cadillac converters. Dude, he looks rough, man. Looks rough. But the funniest one is Aaron Rodgers looks like Nicolas Cage playing Aaron Rodgers in a movie about Tom Brady. I don't know. I think it's so funny because I just imagine like an interviewer, like Aaron standing up there, but it's Nick Cage, right? It's Nicolas Cage, and it's like, Aaron, how do you expect to win the Super Bowl this year? How do you expect to lead the Packers to win the Super Bowl this year? Anyway, so it's like I I think it's hilarious because I imagine the interview going like, say it's like a post game interview, and like the Packers just lost. Say imagine this movie, right? And Nicolas Cage is playing Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, I don't know, whatever, and it's like Aaron Rodgers or Nicolas Cage is up on the podium, and the interviewer goes, "This is what I imagine. This is why I think it's so funny." The interviewer is like, "Aaron, how do you expect, how do you expect to win the Super Bowl this year after a performance like that? Like, say it's this year, right?" And Aaron Rodgers just walks up and he's like, "I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna steal the Super Bowl." Like in National Treasure. I don't know. That's the way I imagine it. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. You see that meme is saying like Nicolas Cage is in that astronaut suit, and it's like, "I'm gonna steal the moon." Dude, so fucking funny. That's what I imagine. Is Aaron Rodgers is like, or Nicolas Cage. How do you expect to win the Super Bowl this year? We're gonna steal it. We're gonna steal the Super Bowl from Tom Brady. Dude, I don't know, but maybe fuck you. That's funny. That's what I'm starting to realize now. A little more now. That I'm actually funny, and everybody else is just lame. I think that's just what it is. We're gonna steal it. This fucking. Oh man, what happened to Nicolas Cage? He went crazy, right? I think he went crazy. I don't know. Those those National Treasure movies though, fucking great. I love those movies. We're gonna steal it. I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. He's got that sidekick with him, Riley. Just like he's like a little genius kid, but he's a shithead. Just complains about everything. Could have had a bigger house. Could have had a bigger house. Well, I'm sitting on 1%. Dude's in a Ferrari. He's complaining. 1%. Fucking great movies, though. But anyway. What's up with all the fights at these NFL games? Like there's been a lot of fights, like in the stands. No, or is that just me? Like Pittsburgh Steelers violent fight at game. Woman cited for disorderly conduct. What are they fighting about? Why don't you just buy your tickets, go to the game, tailgate with your buddies, have a hot dog, have a burger, have a brat, have a beer, or 2 or 6 or 10. Sit down, grab a nacho, right? With the cheese, grab a nachos, sit down, and enjoy the game. And then yell when everybody else is yelling because 90% of the people don't really know what's going on in the game. But what are you fighting about in the stands? You know what I mean? But it's like a lot. Like every preseason game, there was a fight. And now it's spilling over into the regular season. What are you fighting about? I'm just trying to imagine scenarios like, hey man, be quiet. Like you're at a game. Hey man, cheer louder. Hey man, your team sucks. No, your team sucks, buddy. No, your team sucks. I don't know. But I don't know. But there's been a lot of fights recently, and that needs to stop, ladies and gentlemen. Let's tone that back a little bit. Keep it a friend. All of a sudden they're gonna take away. There's gonna take away fans in the stands again, because Brittany wants to fight Jerome in the stands, and because Jerome bought the last hot dog, and she's pissed because now her little son Timmy, can't have a hot dog, and now his whole first game experience is ruined. Like, what are they fighting about? Now, I hope it's not like race shit, but I ain't even gonna get into that. But I don't know. But it's always like it's never like the dude in front. It's always somebody behind, like somebody behind saying some shit, and then the guy turns around, and then it's just a mess. Then it just blows up. The guy turns around. Hey fuck you, buddy. Hey fuck you. No, your team sucks. I don't know. I just don't understand what you fight about at a game. Now, granted, like say like somebody spills your beer on you, but it's never it's never on purpose. But that's what I mean. It's like, what are they doing? What are they doing? It's got to be, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Too many fights at these games. Bottom line, we got to tone that back. Also, too many streakers or like people running on the field. And you know what the cause of that is? You know why people are doing it so much? The internet. Trying to go viral. Like, I'll post something because I think I'm funny. I don't give a shit if you guys think, if anybody thinks I'm funny. I don't care. I think I'm funny. And I look at it as, maybe it's conceited or whatever, but I think it's hilarious. I'll put it up there, and it's like, you can laugh, but I think it's fucking funny. I don't give a shit. But I think there's some people out there that, they got some funny shit out there. But everybody wants to go viral. Everybody wants to be a celebrity. Look at me doing this podcast thing with my family, Harry and David. Now, this is a great idea, and it's kind of fun. A lot of work goes into it, believe you me. But it's just fun to do, you know what I mean? But I'm not trying to go viral necessarily on anything. That's why this is a little different change of pace. It's not all stats. It's not all boom, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Because a lot of that shit can get very monotoned and boring. Fuck that. We'll do recaps and stuff, but I want to throw something a little different out there. Just other shit in the news, because that's what the whole premise of this idea was a little bit of stats and a little bit of sports, a little bit of comedy. But anyway. So many people trying to go viral. And that's it. Internet's ruined society. It's horrible. I hate it. I hate that I always have my phone in my hand. I hate it. And I can't do it because I've been programmed now to just Instagrams, Snapchats, Face Bizzles, tweeters, twatters. Shit. Too much. Now fantasy football. So now I'm like all over the shit. Like, who's good? Who's start? Who's hurt? And it's like fucking too much, man. It's too much. But anyway, it's too many streakers out there too. Or people running on the field. For what? What's wrong with people? Why can't you just sit down, grab a nacho, and enjoy the game? And that's it. Waggle that shit, and that's it. I don't know. Anyway, enough about that shit. Too many people trying to be celebrities. You know what really matters in this world? Kardashians, okay? That's what you want to be. You're trying to be viral so you could be like one of these people that for some reason people care about, but I don't know anyone that really cares. Do you? No. Look at celebrity trending news, right? Trending stories. Watch Shawn Mendes run into Justin and Hailey Bieber before the Met Gala. Oh, really? Shawn Mendes, really? Grimes reveals why her and Elon Musk's son uses her first name only. Oh, okay, interesting. This is top news. Top news. This is why Prince Philip's will is set to be kept secret for 90 years. Who cares? For 90 years. You know what we're gonna do about Prince Philip's will? We're gonna steal it. We're gonna steal. We're gonna steal Prince Philip's will. Nobody cares about the shit, but it's like I don't understand. Like this is. It's like why would you want? I don't know. Why would you want to? Why would you want to try to be like one of these people? And why do we care so much about this dumb shit? Top videos: Stormy Webster impersonates Kylie Jenner on IG. Damn. I'm glad I knew that now. That she did that. We gotta get off the internet, man. Bottom line. Enjoy your sports games. Go to your events. And that's it. Actually, you know what? Put your phones away. Go to like a high school football game. Real football is played. Enough of this crybaby shit in the NFL. Enough of this, what about how much money am I getting paid next year in the NFL? Or in the MLB? Or basketball. Basketball's not too bad, actually. Except basketball's getting a little, how can we make a big three and win? Like, because that's like the, that's the equation now in order to win a championship. Even though the Bucks didn't really do it, but how do we get the best players on one team so we can just kill every team in the league? Stupid. But no, go to tonight for the team I coach for my hometown. It's homecoming. Tradition, toilet papering, dancing, parties. Not so much the dancing, but parties, but it's cool. Like that's like it's real there. It's real underneath the lights. Everybody talks about it. Everybody sits back and they talk about, the glory days of, oh man, I could have gone pro if I hadn't broken my knee. I could have gone pro if Jerry threw that ball to me in the corner of the end zone. We wouldn't have lost that game. And we would have had one win in our regular season. I don't know, but no, there's a tradition there. It's real football. There's no cameras really. There's the news that shows up, but there's no cameras. There's no you're cheering. But even then, it's a little tarnished because like a lot of these kids nowadays, they don't see that anymore. It's all about what they see and how they perceive media and these NFL guys and I mean back in the day there's like prime time. Deion Sanders was like the only one really doing the whole showboating, look at what I got kind of a thing. Not really showboating, I would say, but just like showing off, look good, feel good, play good type stuff, And then back when I played, it was more towards the end because I'm not that old, but it was more towards the end of that era. But it was like people loved mud games. People loved playing football in the snow. People love doing that shit. Now these kids would rather, I don't know, they get all dressed up for games now. They take their little Snapchat stories and their IGs. They take a picture, they put it out there, and they're like, "Yo, I'm ready to ball, dog. I'm ready to score, man." And then they're sitting on the bench for the whole game, and they don't play, or they're like they play kickoff because they don't perform in practice. They would rather look the part than act the part. You know what I mean? But anyway, go watch a high school game on a Friday. Go do it. Go out, go watch. Doesn't matter. But you see real football, even if the team's shitty and they lose by 56. It's real football, blocking and tackling. Back to the roots, you know what I mean? But speaking of homecoming, we had this for our week. We had a really rough week of practice. And a lot of it is I think lack of focus. There's a couple weeks that as a coach, for at least a high school coach, you learn that are the worst weeks. There's three things that are the worst that every coach hates. Picture day, whenever that is, because it always is in the middle of when something important. The first week of school, and homecoming week, and you hate it because there's all these distractions, right? That aren't about football, because in high school, typically it's you really try to teach tradition and the proper morals, but. My opinion, go have fun. I remember my senior year. I remember all that stuff. But most importantly, I remember the game. You know, and I don't know, and I'm sure a lot of the people that listen or that are out of high school or um, they remember that too. You remember the game. I don't remember the dance. I don't really remember after the dance or you know. But you remember the game. My mic keeps acting up, or something. Like there's water in it or something. Anyway, but yeah, I don't really remember after the game so much, but I remember everything. I remember the whole week. But we just lacked focus all week in practice. I mean, practice was horrible, and it's probably a lot to attest with with homecoming week. But we try to you try to teach like focus on the game. But the one thing like that's what I'm saying. The one thing I remember is the game. Out of anything else, the one thing that I remember is our homecoming game, playing the football game. I don't remember anything else so much that I care to. But I don't know these kids nowadays, man. It's all about they're worried about too much everything else other than like their own shit. You know what I mean? Too many cameras and windows looking in, not enough looking out. You know what I mean, or vice versa, looking out, not enough looking in. But I don't blame them. How the fuck do you stand out in this the way everything is on display now? Everyone wants to be viral. Everybody wants to be a celebrity. Everyone wants to be Nick Cage. I don't know. Anyway, that's enough about that. But you got a homecoming game tonight, so pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's about it though. That's about it for the week. I got a golf outing on Sunday. Me and the buddies. It's gonna be a drunk fest. That's gonna suck. But excited though. You know, doing that golf league on Wednesdays now for the fall. Excuse me. It's pretty fun competing, even if it's against a bunch of old guys that are all scratch golfers. Which, no bullshit. And this is the last thing I'll say about it. We're waiting for partners to play with because you got to play with somebody to hold each other accountable for your scores, right? This guy shows up. This random fucking guy, old man again, shows up, and we're parked right in front of the putting green. Right, there's the putting green. Him and his partner, they pull in on their golf cart. Right, they pull in. He gets out. He drops like 2 golf balls. He tosses one up onto the green, and then he drops one like 3 yards off the green, not in the fringe, but like in the rough-ish area. Grabs his 60-degree wedge, or whatever it was, and he chips it in from like 50 feet. Just chips it in. First swing of the day. Just chips it in. Walks up to the other ball on the putting green. Literally. Like no big deal. Walks up to it. Has his putter in hand. He grabbed both clubs, right? Has his putter. Literally looks, lines it up, putts, drops it. From, 45 feet or 40 feet. This is before I'm golfing. I'm like, excuse me, sir? Excuse me? Shit. I don't know, man. Some of these guys, like, so imagine though. So this is how good these guys are. They don't know. They're not all necessarily old guys, but like they're older, right? That's how good these guys are. Imagine tour level pros. I mean, you watch them on TV and it's like, oh damn, like that's a hell of a shot, hell of a putt, But these guys, these Joe Schmoes and Jerry Winklers on Wednesday golf leagues, chipping in from 50, putting in from 40. He went around the world, didn't miss a putt. Because on putting greens, you go, Dude, I don't know. We got it next Wednesday. I'm excited. It's fun. I love competing. I want to win. But you just got to take, hats off to these fucking old men that figured out the game. Because I'm still trying to figure it out, and I'm getting frustrated. But, like, why is my ball going right? Okay, I fixed it, but it's going left now. Or you hit a hell of a drive, and I'm sure a lot of people can attest. You hit you hit like 300-yard drive, you crush the ball, right? Big old swinging fucking shaboom, you know what I'm saying? Bomb. Second shot, walk up to it, you got 95 yards or something like that into the green, or like 70 yards back in. Second shot, you grab your little, 58-degree wedge or something like that, or like a 54, maybe a little sand wedge, right? You walk up to the ball, line it up, no wind, perfect day. Pins back, got a lot of green to work with, so you can run it up there, Or if you sit and spin it a little bit, it stops, right? Fucking second shot, you're feeling good. You turn your shoulders, and then you freaking hit 3 inches behind the ball, and the ball goes 4 feet, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's great. Dude, pisses me off. Or you hit a shitty drive, and then you hit a great second shot. Too inconsistent. I need to work on my game. I know it. I get it. But you look at these old men, and I don't want to wait 60 years before I figure out how to play golf. And that's it. That's it. Waggle that shit. That's it. If you like the show, try to do a little different this one. It's kind of, I don't know, a little more relaxed. But if you like the show, don't, be afraid to like us and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, kudos to you. Appreciate you. Follow our Patreon. No, we're just building this thing. We're trying to figure out ways to get better and get input from people. Try to not be so boring. Try to not talk about stats so much. Try to get people that argue with you. Do interviews. Do blah, blah, blah. Chill out a second. I ain't Joe Rogan. Relax. We're getting this thing moving. But it's got to be the right direction. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to be a little different. But it's hard. But supporting the Patreon goes a long way. It's like it just pushes this thing forward. And then merch is still coming. Still in the works. Needs to be printed. Merch is still coming. Patreon, I said it last week. Patreon members, or last episode. Patreon members will get merch for free, honestly. That's how it would be. So keep an eye out for that. The best way to do that is if you follow our social medias, especially Instagram and Twitter. More Instagram. Pretty active on Instagram, Twitter not so much. TikTok is just hard. I made a TikTok the other day about old men because I got this rope hat, and it's like fat on the front and tall, and then flat on the back. You know what I'm saying? Like a conductor's hat type thing. And you put it on, and you put it on the top, very top of your head. You look like everybody's got a grandpa, or like they know like an old uncle that wears their hat like that. You know what I mean? And they're always like just chilling, like hoeing the garden, trimming the bushes, you know what I'm saying? Cutting the grass, whittling at Walmart, these old men with those hats. And it's always like a good one to look at would be like the old men, like the veteran hats, like the Marines or Air Force or Navy hats that they wear. You know what I'm talking about. But I made a TikTok the other day about that. Because I'm trying to go viral, I'm trying to fucking be a celebrity. I want them to write articles about me that my firstborn son is only going to go by his first name. I want people to know that. I want them to compare me to Nicolas Cage. We're gonna steal it. We're gonna steal the moon. But I don't know. Anyway, that was bad. But anyways, follow the show, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Support our Patreon if you're listening. You can watch this on YouTube. Trying to get better every day. This might be the wrap-up of Season 1. So we're going to look into different looks and stuff like that. But nonetheless, thanks for listening. Appreciate everybody that is and that are. And that is what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Thank you very, very much. And I'm out.